So, got Braven's car out front. We're not gonna be working on it tonight. We're working on it in this video, but not tonight. You guys know in yesterday's video, I just went and picked up some clear coat so we can continue on the wheels, right? You see, the thing is I have Braven's Integra inside of the booth, under a cover, so it's out of the way. But, of course, it's 100% in the way, especially whenever I need to use my damn booth. Anyhow, when we got these coilovers from Max Speeding Rods, the new and improved version, the original goal was for them to go on Braven's Integra anyhow. And then we ran into the problem where the front wouldn't go low enough. So Max Speeding Rods did send out a new and improved set. So these are the original ones that they sent out. This is the rear, these are the front. The front is what we are replacing. So they sent out a new set of fronts that they said is a shorter housing. So we're gonna give those a shot tomorrow. You guys already know, Braven's Integra is low as it is, and he wants his ride height to be on the lower side. So what better car to try him on than his Integra? He has some really old suspension on there anyhow that we actually bought from a junkyard, so. I need this. And I need a broom. Alright. But now with Braven's Integra out of the way and out of the spray booth, I need to get the spray booth cleaned up, man. I'm gonna have a pretty busy day tomorrow. I want to try to get my wheels painted, but then I'm also going to, because I have to paint the wheels, and then I have to let that dry, and then I have to assemble them, and then I have to clear coat them. So there's no way I'm gonna get that video done tomorrow. So yeah, I figured I'd do the coilovers on Braven's car tomorrow for today's video. But then I could also start on painting my wheels if I get this damn booth cleaned up. Because it is an absolute disaster, bro. Whenever you don't use this place for a while, it gets dusty and goes to hell. And the dogs get in here somehow and shit all over the place. Booth is all cleaned up, ready to go. So tomorrow I can work on that video. I swear there's a spider on me somewhere, dude. I keep feeling freaking crawling. I say that because I found a spider web on me. Anyhow, booth is ready and the Integra's out front. Got the coilovers out and ready. So I'm freaking lined up for tomorrow, man. But anyhow, I have more dinner to attend to. See y'all tomorrow. All right, I'm gonna start off with the rear. Freaking love that so much. Which normally is really easy, but Braven and his Mr. Full freaking interior over here. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to go through this stupid little panel. Shouldn't have to deal with this, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm kidding. The interior is freaking dope. Makes it a lot more difficult to do a simple task like get to the top of the coilovers in the back, but it's nice having full interior. Alright, rears are finished on both sides. Bang, bang. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the wheels back on right now. Put those little interior pieces back on. Bang, bang. Good as new. Alright. we got all the old coilovers off, and I know this is probably going to hurt a lot of people's feelings. The fact that we are taking an OG set of function and forms off of the Integra. Now, hear me out though. These things have got a lot of miles on them. I'm not going to get rid of them. I'll put them up. There is like a nostalgic history with them, I guess you could say, but these do have a lot of miles on them. They don't have the adjustability and the dampening that the Max Speeding Rods coilovers does. And like I said, we got these at a junkyard, dude, so we have absolutely no idea how many miles they actually have on them. Who knows, I might use these coilovers for the barnyard fine hatch, because that's not going to be like a race car or anything. It's just going to be for driving low and slow, you know what I'm saying? Now, before we get into putting these on the front of the Integra, I want to try to kind of compare to the old set that they sent out to see what it is, like what changes they made to where these are going to be able to go lower than the original design. I haven't had a chance to ask them what it is they changed, but I would imagine it's probably the length of the actual shock itself. So I think if we take the actual cup off the bottom here, we will probably reveal. God, I had that tight, bro. Get a hammer. There we go. So I'm thinking if we take the height adjustment, a little cup off the bottom, that we're probably going to see that the actual shock itself is shorter on the new version versus this old version. Yes sir, there it is. So if you get the top hats all lined up here, so there is the old new version and then the revamped new version. So they actually made the shock housing just ever so slightly shorter. So let's see if that's going to allow at least the Integra anyhow to be at about the height that it was at before with the function and form coilovers. All right, I got the preload set and I got the height set. So right now, currently, the Max Speeding Rod coilover compared to the function and form that just came off is sitting at a shorter distance. So it's not as long. This is adjusted all the way down, but I don't think this is going to have the car sitting any lower than what it was. I think that this has a little bit of a stronger spring rate on it than what the function and form does. And even if it doesn't, I wouldn't doubt that this coilover compresses under the vehicle's weight a little bit more than the brand new coilovers from Max Speeding Rods. So now there's nothing left to do but go ahead and throw them on and see if the car is going to be low enough. So really quick tip, man, because I've actually been asked this quite a few times. If you look in here on khaki at my shock towers, don't mind how freaking dusty this car is right now, but the shock towers, I have these little braces from MPC. I know the sun is like blinding my camera, but see those braces that are on top? So that hides all of my cracked freaking paint. So that's why I really love those pieces right there. We really need to get a set for Braven's car. Luckily, his paint isn't cracking. The mistake that I made on my car that I changed when I sprayed Braven's car is I let the paint get really heavy right here, the same as I did with the rest of the engine base. So whenever I did the high build, like there's a really thick layer of high build so that you can sand and get everything nice and smooth. And then I do 3 coats of paint and then, you know, 2-3 coats of clear coat. And I let all that build up right here where these bolts go as well. I learned from my mistake of doing that on khaki, because whenever you have a really thick layer of paint right there, it tends to crack whenever you have to go and tighten all these bolts down. But another protective measure that we have taken on Braven's car, because as you can see his paint is not cracked, is we use these little rubber washers. So basically you put your coilover on, you put a rubber washer, and then you put a metal washer, and then you put the nut, so that whenever you are tightening this down, there's like a rubber isolator in between the metal of the washer or nut and your actual paint, so that rubber will protect it from cracking. Anyhow, I'm completely out of these damn washers. I was going through all my little drawers in there and I can't find any at all. And as you can see, these ones are just beat, bro. Once you compress them down from tightening the bolts, they get stretched and they kind of stick. So in order to get the coilovers off, they ripped and they tore. So I don't want to reuse those ones, and I don't have any other ones, but I did find these. These are the little rubber piece that goes on for like your valve cover hardware for like these bolts right here. But these are like factory ones, those aren't. But anyhow, these actually fit over the threads, which works out perfect. So I'll put the coilovers on, and then I'm gonna slide these on, in which they do have that little lip sticking up. You could kind of sand that off, but I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna go ahead and put the metal washer and then put the nut, and then just go ahead and crank it down, because that little rubber lip sticking up is just gonna compress, you know what I'm saying? But anyhow, that's what I do to try to protect my paint on top of my shock towers from crack. I've actually been asked that quite a few times. So if you are in the middle of painting your car, what I did with Bravens, after I was done priming, I went ahead and I sanded this all the way back down to metal, and then I put a very thin layer of primer. And I did the same after I was done painting. Whenever I was done painting his engine bay, I came back and I sanded this area until that paint was really thin before clear coating. I just try to keep the primer, paint, clear coat just really thin on these areas right here, so that it's not like really thick and easy to crack. But anyhow, moving on, that's what I'm going to use since I am out of those rubber washers. So alright, so neither one of his outer tie rod ends had a cotter pin in it. Braven. Alright, cotter pin is in. We'll fill up his grease cert with some grease. Alright, front coilovers are completely done. Finished. El finito. I will say they definitely look really good in there. Nice and shiny top hats, nice shiny new hardware. Those rubber pieces worked out really well. Here's the driver's side. Everything's looking good, man. This car really needs a camber kit for the rear. I don't know, I'll probably have to order one. I also need to get an intake figured out for this damn thing. But for the time being, it's time to go ahead and throw the wheels back on. I'm excited to see if that shorter shock housing is gonna actually get us some slammage going on with the Integra. There's the coilovers, man. I will say, I think the front could still go lower, you know what I'm saying? I do have a little bit more adjustability in there. Like, I think I could take it down like another 1/4 of an inch, but that's about it, man. Honestly, we can't go too terribly low in the front with Braven's car anyhow, because I need to get one of those conversion little arms right here. So you see how close his crank pulley is to that arm for the traction bar? Yeah, it's like right there, bro. So that's the reason why I can't go any lower in the front on this car anyhow, because the lower you go, the closer that bar gets, and it's already like right freaking there. So whenever you hit like bumps or something, like it kind of hits it, you know what I'm saying? Which is kind of dangerous to drive the car around like that. But it also really needs a camber kit in the back, maybe even a set of spacers to kind of bring the wheels out a little bit more, because even in the front, like, it's kind of sunk in a little bit. And we do have a camber kit in the front. We could correct that slightly, but I don't know, I think it could use a spacer as well. Dude, this car is really freaking clean, man. This thing came out amazing. And yes, this is still Braven's car. I've seen it in the comments whenever I talked about it before. Some dumbass people saying, give the boy his car, bro. You know what? I will whenever he's being responsible, in which honestly, he's being very responsible right now. I'm proud of, I mean, from what he tells me, you know what I'm saying? I'm very proud of what he is doing in his life right now. So yeah, he will most certainly be getting his car here, what it sounds like here, pretty damn soon. So anyhow, I'm gonna go ahead and grab a thumbnail while I'm here. Nice to get pictures of this car not in the driveway, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, other than that, I think I ran out of gas right here. I'm not sure, because the gas gauge is kind of buried on empty. We haven't taken this thing from the house in freaking forever, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's out of gas. Well, guess what? Of course, the battery is dead. So I gotta push start this damn thing. So hopefully I'm not out of gas. And the battery's dead, and the shifter for some reason is like freaking weird. Everything's falling apart. Couldn't even get in gear. My battery died. All right, Josh is on his way to the rescue. But for real, dude, look at the shifter. Like, for some reason, this. Like, why is it doing that? It wasn't doing that on the way up here. So Braven put this shifter back in here. This is the one that was on the car when we got it, because we're having all those problems with trying to get in reverse. He was hoping that this would fix it, which it didn't fix it, let me tell you. But now, like, what the hell? Alright, well there it is. Got this damn thing back home, bro. So, shift linkage broke. Well, not the shift linkage, the actual shifter. And it's not the shifter either. It's you know these little locking things that holds the shift linkage to the shifter? Well, we didn't have all the ones that Braven needed, so he tried to make one out of like a big washer, in which it worked. It worked fine. It worked great. But it fell out. And you can't really access it back there without getting this trim piece off. And I didn't have any tools with me. So I obviously we need to get the right clips to hold it in so we don't have this problem again. That, and the battery died once again. And then whenever Josh came, we put a jump pack on it, and it would start, but then it immediately just started, like you could tell the car has no power, so the alternator isn't powering it. So for whatever reason, it's got a brand new alternator, but for whatever reason, it's not, I don't know, it could have blew the fuse for all I know, man. That, and I thought that it had ran out of gas, but I don't think that was the case. I think the battery was just dying on me, and I just didn't realize it. And whenever I came to that stop, the car just died. So yeah, alternator, dead battery, and shifter. So all the problems I had just taking this thing down the street. I was literally a half a mile from my house. I need to grab my gimbal out of here. Keys. I gotta try to get this window rolled up. Anyhow, I gotta charge the damn jump pack because it's also dead. And then I'll come out here and get the window rolled up and stuff and get it all locked up. I'm just gonna leave it on the trailer for now, bro. It's out of the way. No one can mess with it. But anyhow, I'm gonna go ahead and get my mess all cleaned up and get started on spraying my damn wheels, bro. Anyhow, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please do smash the like button. Peace out, and I'll see you on the next one.